Ooh, just gotta wait and see if anybody comes in here before I start talking about this amazing finale for Ruby. Unlike the last live streams, thumbnails actually set for this one, so that's good, definitely. See if I can message the Rwby fandom. It's been 3 minutes. See if we can get this junk started already. Bro, you just hopped in here. My dang stream is not notifying me of anything. True Madman, what's up? Alright, I got you, bro. Got you, fam. Alright, alright. Stream is starting. Got the feed up. Put this dang phone over here. This is a mess because I used to do this. I did this like 3 or 4 times already. 3 or 4 different times for different volumes and everything. Look, let's get all this out the way. First of all, I'm going to address a couple things that I've seen from other people in the Rwby fandom as far as this volume goes. A lot of people were talking about how they didn't like this volume. They're saying it was slow, or they're saying the finale was trash, and all types of stuff like that. Listen, I don't care about none of that. Literally, I feel like the finale was pretty great. Like it wasn't we didn't end on a big fight scene. We didn't end on something dramatic like how we usually do, but we did end in a good way in my opinion. Think about this volume. This volume itself literally had backgrounds for characters. They had like surprises. They brought in like what, 5, 6 different Grimm this volume. I mean, come on, like we usually don't get that many new Grimm in a volume, if we're being honest. Like these are new Grimm, not Grimm that we've already seen. These are new Grimm. We usually don't get that many new Grimm in a volume. And if you count the Flying Baringle, it is 5 or 6. Okay. So we got the Apathy, we got the Leviathan, we got the Manticore, the Sphinx. Uh, I think that might have been it. I don't know, but I just feel like in this volume they were focusing more on, in my opinion, the actual story than like fight scenes and everything. A lot of people were saying that the characters have no development anymore. And my thing is, the characters do have development. We're just not focusing on the development of the main four anymore. Like you can only develop certain characters so far and at a certain pace. You can't just keep on, oh, development. You got to do things at a certain pace, and sometimes want to see the development of other characters instead of just the main four. The development of Jean, Crow, see a background on Maria Calavera. You might want to see Renanor and everything like that. Pure, like we, these are things that we want to see. We got a lot of answers in this volume. If anything, this volume was great because of the fact that we got all of these answers. Answers about how the moon was shattered, the gods back then, whether the gods are real or not. Salem, her background, her connection with Oswin. We got all these things this volume, and we people are talking about, oh, this and that, it's trash. This second to last. I don't care about none of that. I think those people are just hating on Ruby and letting um they're just bandwagon haters. That's just what I think. Now, one thing we'll talk about, and I want to talk about this at first, is this. We go on and just drag this. We got Neo in a new outfit, and we got my girl Cinder in a new outfit. These outfits are great. I feel like they go with both of them. Neo's color scheme still the same. She's still wearing Torchic hat, and Cinder, the whole dark outfit. I like how she has that. I like the dark outfit. I like how everything is going with these two outfits. I had a little thing that I was saying in my um reaction, which is like Cinder loves to show her legs, and I feel like she really does. Like, I mean, her dang shorts are just getting higher and higher. I just don't know why. But a thing that I wanted to talk about was Neo. Now, this is the Neo and Cinder scene is the first scene. I'm gonna block my face. It's the first scene in this volume. Neo, we have never seen Neo like project her semblance onto something else besides herself. And if we have, it was never on the scale that it was in the first minutes of this episode. She literally materialized and changed the form shape of ship, the entire ship, and turned it into something from Atlas. To be able to do something on that scale has to take amazing work. It's literally like how Ren masked the ship in this episode when he was amplified by Jean. It literally had to take so much effort. Her aura has to be huge in order to mask a ship like that, and there's no telling how long she can do it. No telling how long she can do it. And one thing I will say, and Cinder is one of those bad guys that you love to hate because when she mentioned what Pyrrha told her when Pyrrha was about to die in volume 3, when she mentioned what Pyrrha said about, do you believe in destiny? Oh my gosh. Brilliant writing with that. Everybody in the crew, we give yourselves a hand. I'll do it for you. Give yourselves a hand because I feel like that is just brilliant writing. Because, in my opinion, that's Cinder saying that at first she didn't know that Neo could materialize. Obviously, she didn't know that Neo could use her semblance like that and project it like that. She originally probably planned for them to take that ship that they got from Haven, if I'm not mistaken. It looked like one of the Haven ships. Take that ship that she got from Haven, fly it over to Atlas, but they wouldn't have any way to like disguise it. Now that she knows that they have a way to disguise it as an Atlas ship, that's when she brought up the Pyrrha, do you believe in destiny thing? Because she's basically saying that, hey, now that I have this ship, now that I have somebody who can disguise the ship and everything, it will be so much easier. We won't have to fight our way in. It'll be so. This has to be destiny. I'm destined to kill Ruby. That's what Cinder had to be thinking, and I just feel like the people who have hated on this show since I guess after volume 5 and everything just aren't giving this show enough credit. We got so much this volume, and again, I'm blocking out my face, that if you're sitting there talking about some god dang, oh, the characters don't have enough development, this, or I wanted more fight scenes that, or the finale wasn't a big dramatic fight scene. Not all finales and shows are going to be big dramatic fight scenes. Sometimes you have what I like to call informational volumes, and that's what I feel like this was. This volume focused more on the information about the characters and their backgrounds more than just the fight scenes. And even still, when they were doing that, the fight scenes were still freaking amazing. Like, look at this. Look at the choreography, and I'm going to show you guys this. Look at the choreography for the um I'm going to have to just add this in here, I guess. I thought I had it, but I guess I'm just going to have to add this crap in here. Okay, fine. I want to show you guys the choreography for the intro. I know you guys have all seen the intro, and I know you guys have all seen the choreo, but just look at this. This is how the choreography was the whole entire like this whole entire volume. This choreography was this good. Look at this. Do you see this? The choreography and animation was this good. Look at the snow. Look at the Manicore Grim. Look at the Sphinx. These are all things that had great choreography in this volume. And they were fast paced. It was fast paced choreography, but it was fast paced, and we still know and knew what all was going on. They focused a lot on teamwork. And first of all, this scene, like the whole entire Manicore and Sphinx fight, completely had no idea that that would be the first fight in this volume. Like I thought this would be like somewhere in the middle. Definitely didn't think it was going to be last, but at least somewhere in the middle. No, it's first. Had no idea. And they started this dang series with an amazing fight scene like this. I don't see how anybody could not like this show. I really have no idea, because it just baffles me that you can sit there and say that they I've seen comments where people say these people are doing an injustice to Monty. What kind of crap is that? If anything, I honestly feel like these people are making Monty proud. Sure, he probably had plans that they might not have knew of or something like that, but I feel like these people are honestly doing Monty proud. And to say that they turned his show into like a dumpster fire and all types of crap like that, man, get out of here with that hating crap. Get out of here with that, because they made this show great, animation great, the Maya engine is great. They improved so many things from volume 3, and this is one of the things that I said in my reaction. You can literally see the improvement with each volume. Each volume has something that they've improved that was better than the last volume. And that's a show that I can 100% get behind, because the Rwby team, everybody, all of them, just thank you for giving us this show. Thank Monty for giving us this show, and thank the Rwby for continuing his work, because this is just phenomenal. Now, one thing I did want to talk about, and I'm talking about this just because of the fact that this is one of the things that I also saw on comments. People were talking about how they didn't like that my boy Adam had to get RIP'd. Now, I was watching Murder Bird's live stream when he was talking about Cinder and how she was alive and everything. Now, I will say this. Genuinely speaking, in television, nobody means no death. That is the general like thing. However, just like Murder Bird said in his reaction to this, he got stabbed in the chest and the back. And then when he fell pretty dang hard on that rock on his back. His aura was already gone, because when Yang used her semblance and hit him, his aura left, and he would need to rest a lot to like regain that aura that he lost. because his aura broke. So with his aura breaking, that was 100% rock that hit his back. There's no way this dude's alive. Now I will say this: I do kind of agree that no, I don't agree that Adam should be alive because I don't mind him being dead. What I don't like, and this would be like the only thing that I haven't liked so far in this volume, is the fact that this scar on Adam's face, we didn't really get any background to that for real. I would have appreciated like a little mini 10-second, 15-second flashback to see what the heck exactly happened, but we didn't get that. It's all right. Who knows? They might bring Adam back. I don't know. I doubt it because this dude's back literally just shattered against that rock. No way he's alive. And he fell into the water, which is another thing. But I did want to talk about that just because of the fact that, I mean, Adam was one of those villains that I really do love to hate. Like out of all the antagonists in Rwby, Adam's literally like one of the main ones that I love to hate because that whole jealous ex thing, jealous ex-boyfriend, whatever the heck Adam wants to call himself to Blake is freaking fantastic. It's like a broken soldier. I love Adam's dynamic and everything. And I always figured that he had to have some kind of scar. But the thing is, in the Adam character short and everything, that had to be the reason why he put on the mask in the first place. Everybody was wondering why he had the mask. That had to have recently happened to him. And he had to have killed those humans. And because of that, that's why he winded up wearing the mask, and that's why he wound up getting a lot more violent. That's probably the reason why Blake didn't notice until later on that he was getting more and more violent. I feel like he actually probably did used to be a genuinely nice person, but after that happened to him and everything, and obviously him not telling Blake, because I do feel like Blake didn't know. I feel like she didn't know, but there's a possibility she did. But him showing her that, I feel like it was just uh, like you left me alone. It makes you actually feel sad and understand Adam's character more, and I'm glad they at least gave us that before he died. Definitely glad about that. Um, don't really see anybody in here. I'm not worried about it. My live streams like this never really go as smooth. Also, Murder is like streaming right now, and I have no idea why I'm streaming while he's streaming, but fuck it, I don't know. Now, another thing that I did want to talk about that was also in last episode was the Leviathan Grim. This Grim, one, is freaking huge. Like, I didn't think this Grim would be this freaking big. Had no idea this Grim would be this big, but it is freaking huge. And I love the whole, like, it's a water Grim, but it breathes fire thing. That is freaking excellent because I was taken completely off guard by that. Like I was sitting here like, okay, maybe he'll breathe water or some junk like that. That was me thinking that if he ever had like a breath attack, that would be water. But no, straight fire and very, very long ranged fire at that. Like that was crazy. Another thing is that if you look at the Leviathan Grim, it's way more underwater related than the sea dragon. The sea dragon, yes, was underwater and everything, and I'm pretty sure it's predominantly underwater, but it looks more aquatic than the sea dragon. Look, it has little kind of like flippers and everything like that, that giant fringe on its back, the gills and everything, the crocodile like mouth. It looks more aquatic. I would say. The sea dragon kind of resembled the god of light's dragon form, if anything, with also wings. It was just the Leviathan battle. I feel like even though it wasn't like so dramatic and so climactic and everything, I feel like it was a good stepping stone for Rwby and the team because Rwby wanted to train some way somehow to use her silver eyes. Maria had told her in episode 8, I believe. I believe it was episode 8 that she would have to learn trial by fire, which is basically like you have to learn while you're fighting Grim, and during the fight, you won't be able to have any practice unless there's Grim around because your eyes only work on Grim and on darkness, which is still true because Rwby, even though it affected Salem, I mean, not Salem, Cinder, the reason why is because she had a Grim arm and it only affected her Grim arm. Now, I will say this though. What was tripping me out when it came to Ruby's eyes is that when she used it on the Wyvern Grim in Volume 3, she still took Cinder's arm and Cinder's eye. I did want to know how the heck was that possible? Because if Rwby actually did it, and if it was actually Rwby, I have no idea how she did that at all. That's just my thought when it came to her silver eyes. I have no idea how in the world she managed to do that. But maybe it affects dark people in general, like people who have darkness in them. I don't know. No freaking idea. But the Leviathan Grim was definitely a good touch, and I feel like they needed that final boss Grim battle in this volume. That final just like that final big boss that they were gonna fight because I knew I had a feeling in my mind that they were gonna fight Hazel or Tyrion or Emerald or Mercury or Cinder or Neo or anything. had a feeling in my mind that they weren't gonna fight either any of them. But I knew that if they were gonna have any kind of major fight, it would have had to be a giant Grim. They did an amazing job on the Leviathan Grim, terrifying design as always, and in that just brings me to one of the main and major things that just had me losing my freaking mind this chapter, this finale. Now, we all have a concept of what Ruby's mom looks like. That is true. That is extremely true. However, this right here, she not only looks the spitting image of Ruby, but she looks freaking amazing in the Maya engine. Just just amazing. I'm gonna cover the whole dang screen. She just looks freaking amazing in the Maya engine because of the fact that she was a silver-eyed warrior like Rwby. She looks literally exactly like Rwby. No, Rwby looks exactly like her. And it's amazing that they showed her. I literally flipped my shit when I saw her because I didn't think they were going to show her. I thought they were going to give us that whole little tease and junk again. No, they showed her, her face, her hair, her whole outfit, everything. Now I have no, and they even show one thing I did like. One thing I definitely like is if you pay attention to the left hand side of your screen when it shows her full body and everything, you see that the petals are white and red. That's her color scheme. Her petals are white and red. For some reason, her petals are white and red. Ruby's petals are just red. Hers are white and red. I love that those are there. I just love it. Summer Rose being in this chapter and us actually get to see her in the Maya engine and see what she looks like, what the Rwby team like seeing what she looks like. How can I say this? Like I said, we've seen how Summer Rose looks like before, or rather just artist renderings of what she looked like and everything. So we kind of had an idea of what she was going to look like in general, even in the little art things that the Rwby does. However, seeing her in the Maya engine, seeing her actually move, her hair, her eyes, the fact that she literally looks like a grown up Rwby is just fan freaking tastic. It really just is. It's just amazing seeing Summer Rose like that. I literally lost my mind in my reaction completely. And then she froze the Leviathan And my thing is that you're thinking that's over. You're thinking that Ruby used her eyes, it's over. I don't know why Salem just freaking looked at me, but you're thinking Ruby used her eyes, it's over. Show is done. When I looked at the timestamp for that, I saw that we literally had over half an episode left. I lost it at that point. And my thing is that they do a great job at just executing the scenes. You're sitting there thinking the Leviathan Grim's done. It's dust. It's frozen, just like the Wyvern Grim, because that's how powerful Ruby is. No, this thing's on a whole different scale than the Wyvern Grim. This Grim was breaking out of that petrification. And in order for them to finish it, Cordovan had to disengage the arm that was completely frozen or petrified or whatever with all the raw dust. She had to disengage that arm, that cannon arm, and she had to use her other arm, that drill, and just drill straight through it. Now, I tried to get that scene, I tried to get that little scene, but it just wasn't happening. I don't know what was going on, it just wasn't happening. My computer was not having it. That's all I can say. I just, it angers me so much how when you see clear progress and clearly see the story is developing, you see that it has so much room to develop and everything, there's always going to be people who hate on the show. And this is just a show that I just can't see a person hating on. I mean, we got five new Grimm. We got a backstory on Salem, which is actually like a shocker to see that Salem was that girl who was in the intro. We got to see that. We not only saw that, but we saw that Salem and Ozpin have a relationship together. They had children who were the original four maidens. All that by its own just set up the whole plot for like the rest of the series. Found out that Ozpin, and this is just my theory, that Ozpin himself cannot defeat Salem. He asked Jin, how do I defeat Salem? How do I, as in he, defeat Salem? Obviously, her saying that you can't, that might mean that he can't bring himself to do it. But Ruby might be able to. Yang, the rest of them might be able to. The gods might be able to. It's not saying that she can never die. But I feel like that's how it was. And since the group interpreted it as nobody being able to defeat her, they had no idea what to do. And that set up the whole demographic for the group. They were lost. The apathy coming in intensified them being lost and them not knowing what to do, them wanting to give up. Crow wound up getting back into his drinking habit. Freaking Maria being exposed as a A1 huntress, which heck, we all I feel like kind of gathered and everything. But the fact that Crow was influenced by Maria, Maria was a legend. Crow based his weapon off of hers. Ruby based her weapon off of Crow's. So right there, those three have a connection right there. Ruby and Maria are both Silver-Eyed Warriors. Bam, another connection. Maria lost her eyes. We got a background in that. We got so many references to fairy tales and other shows and everything like that. In this volume alone, Harry Potter references out the ass. We got Talk, who was a reference to the alligator from Peter Pan. We got we got the obvious references, Ozpin being the Wizard of Oz, and at the same time being Father Time and Odin. Crow, obviously, um, Moonin and Hoonin. We got Salem being Salem witch trials and everything. Like I don't understand. They literally brought fairy tales to life in a world where you have these dark creatures that literally it's crazy. It's crazy how good this show is. I know I'm getting sidetracked from the episode, but I'm talking about the whole entire series because of the fact that the volume is over. That's the reason why I'm talking about the whole series. Like we get so many good things in this volume. We saw Tyrion's new tail, which is great. We got background on Mercury. I was going to do a video on Mercury, but I was like, they probably already went in depth somewhere along the line and I missed it about Mercury, so I just didn't do it. But we got a backstory on Mercury why we never saw his semblance is because he doesn't have one anymore, which led me to believe that Mercury's semblance had to do with his legs, and his dad taking him was his dad taking his legs. Felt like that was it. Um, Mercury and Emerald, that whole dialogue was great. Figured out where Tyrion and Watts are going. Like, they didn't really hesitate and they didn't really pull back any punches on letting us know what's happening, what's going on. We saw Salem being genuinely upset for once. They did a great job of interpreting the intro and putting it into the series itself. We got Grimm being revitalized as threats ever since the apathy showed up. I'm not gonna lie, I do want to see more of the apathy as well. We got Grimm evolving, which was another thing. The Grimm evolving was something that I wanted to see for a long time. This is a Berengal Grimm. If you guys do not know what this Grimm is that gorilla that Rwby faced in the character short from 4. That thing did not have wings. It has wings now, and she has a whole army of them. And this is one of the things I was talking about when it came to reference. This is a direct reference to the witch and the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz. You cannot tell me that Rooster Teeth, the Rwby, and everybody is not spot on when it comes to this stuff. This is just crazy to me. A direct reference to the witch and her flying monkeys. Only thing is, these are flying freaking gorillas. Huge, powerful gorillas. Thing is, with the Berengal, and I know she's going to send these things to Alice, has to be. This right here has to be the attack. This right here has to be the attack that everybody in Atlas was expecting. Had to be the Berengal, because it can't be anything else. Can't be. My whole thing is, how did they know? Who was on the speaker saying welcome home? And what the heck is going on? Is Salem really going to mobilize all these Berengals and just have them fly straight to Atlas? I just don't know. Like, I feel like, in general, the people of Rooster Teeth, the Rwby in general, pay so much attention to detail when it comes to this show. They've answered so many of our questions which was one of the questions that I saw that a lot of people want to know is Salem's backstory. Was Salem ever human? Ozpin's backstory. We got the connection. We got how the Four Maidens and how Ozpin met the Four Maidens. And he didn't just meet them, he created them himself. We got one of the relic's powers, and we don't know what the other ones are, what the others' powers are, but we obviously know what they're based on. Knowledge, which it would explain why Jin has a physical, in a sense, body, a physical plane. Now my thing is that, do the other relics have that? I doubt it, but do they? Like, if you get the relic of destruction, will it be like some giant god of destruction, or will it just, you will just be able to have the power of just utter annihilation in your hand? Like, these are things that we still don't know, that people do not think of when they just consider just being on the show. I can't see why you can hate on, let me get this ugly ass thing out of my damn face. I just can't see why you hate on a show when there are still so many answers that haven't been answered. But the main ones that we've been wanting to see and answered since volume 3 have already been answered. What happened to the moon? Why is everything a remnant of everything? We got to see one of the relics. We got to see Neo back because we all figured that she was alive because of the fact that nobody, no death. And she had that umbrella which could literally drift her down to the ground very, very easily. We got Cinder, her new outfit, Neo, her new outfit, an evolution of a semblance, which was Neo's semblance that had to clearly have evolved because she never used it in any way like that in Volume 2 and Volume 3 when she was introduced. We got Jean's sister, one of them. We got more LGBT stuff. So that's all good. That Rwby was real good with that. How they just casually brought it in. Ruby was real good with that. Wasn't no secrets or nothing like that. We got 5 new Grim: Apathy, Manticore, Sphinx, the Flying Berengal, and the Leviathan. Just we're getting so much. We got Summer Rose in the Maya engine. We got Yang Summits in the Maya engine, which Yang hasn't used her semblance in I'd say a fairly good bit. We got Blake and Adam and Yang, that rematch. The next rematch should be Yang and Neo, Cinder and Rwby. And the reason why I'm considering Cinder and Rwby is because Rwby did technically whoop Cinder's ass when she used her silver eyes. Only thing was that it wasn't an actual fight. So that's going to be a rematch that she wants. Neo's probably going to want to have a rematch with Rwby too, as well. It's just like there's so many things that you can think of looking ahead into the future of Rwby, but there's only a couple ways for it to end. It could end with literally everyone fighting the gods. It could end with the gods being the ones to take care of Salem. It could end with um, someone else defeating Salem, as in Rwby, which was something that I figured that they would probably do with Rwby using her silver eyes and everything. It could end with them actually, which don't get me wrong, this is like a shot in the dark when it comes to this, but it could end with Salem actually coming to terms with everything, being on their side, and everything's just straight, which is a happy ending for sure, but doubtful. It's just, geez, man, like we got so much and just so much information, so much action-packed stuff. The choreography just keeps getting better and better in this volume. The camera angles, they just had so many dynamic camera angles. First you're looking here, first you're looking there, up, down, left, right, diagonal. They just had so many camera angles, and each one complemented the fight nicely. It wasn't something that was so sporadic that we didn't know what was going on or anything. They just complemented the fight scenes nicely. And the characters, the character designs were just perfect. I couldn't imagine them either way. Talk's design was great because it did resemble a pirate for real, just like the crocodile in Peter Pan. Neo's character design is pretty good. Cinder's was. Salem has pretty much had the same one. Emma of Mercury, same. Tyrion, same. It's just, oh my gosh, I'm just running out of words. I'm literally speechless when it comes to this. This volume gave so much care. I'll say so much secondary character development. It made you feel bad for characters. It made you feel good for characters. It made you wonder why certain characters didn't make certain decisions like back like in earlier volumes, it makes you think a lot harder about how things can go. Because when you think it's going to go one way, Rooster Teeth slaps you in the face and lets you know that there is another direction that they can go entirely. And I just find that crazy. Like, I expected this volume to be good. I really did. But I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to see so many references done so well. I didn't expect to see such brutality in this show. They showed that if you remember in Ruby, they never showed blood for like the first 3 volumes. Never showed blood once. Volume 4, they showed blood. They showed a little bit. Volume 5, me thinking about it, I don't think they showed blood once in Volume 5. But they did show people getting impaled. And then Volume 6, here comes. Bam. Adam just murdered like everybody who was in that dang hallway from the White Fang. Blood everywhere. And you're just sitting here like, wow, Rooster Teeth is getting real dark with this. They're showing like it's getting real teen. It ain't PG no more. It's getting real teen related now. And I love it because you see, it's showing you that the world is harsher. It's showing you that the world of Remnant is getting more and more violent and more harsh because this is just everything closing in. Everything's closing in. Everybody's closing in to each other, and it's building up to that fight scene that's going to just be brutal. That's just going to be crazy, drastic. And then we got characters who I feel like are set up to die. Um, Maria is definitely set up to die. I feel like she will serve her purpose eventually and die, unfortunately. Um, I feel like Crow is a little bit set up to die because of just how depressing his story is. I talked about it in a video that I made on my channel, but I just feel like Crow is set up to actually die this time. It's dark. I don't want it to happen. It's just a feeling that I have. Don't quote me on it. I'm not a part of the Rwby. Part of the Rwby family though, but not a part of the Rwby, so obviously I don't know. Voice acting was great. Cinematography was great. Choreography was great. I don't know what is up with these people. Like, uh, they just it's so aggravating, so aggravating. You see a great show, and all of a sudden somebody has to hate on it. I saw 2 videos about people who were saying Rooster Teeth was trash and Rwby was trash. I wanted to come to dude house and just knock him out. Like I don't understand what you're talking about. We had rage. We had good voice actors. We had amazing, phenomenal songs when it came to this. And they used the theme in so many different ways. By theme, I mean the intro song in so many different ways this volume. They had a slow pace, they had it fast, they had it just playing in the background. They used it so many times and in so many good scenes that you're just, the Pyrrha statue, the Pyrrha's mom, just them honoring each other, them having each other's backs. Weiss summoning and using her glyphs in tandem. Like I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to expect next volume. I will say this though, because Weiss never said that her mom died. This is how I picture Volume 7 going. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to leave and get out this live stream. Volume 7, I feel like that lady on the phone, there are three possibilities. No, two possibilities that I'm thinking. It was just an Atlas soldier, what it most likely is. Or for some reason, possibly could have been Weiss's mom. I just have a feeling. Trust me, I know I'm definitely most likely wrong, but it's just a feeling. I feel like they're gonna get there. I feel like they're not really gonna have a good welcome. I feel like General Ironwood will probably step in and be like, "Hey, these are people that I know and everything." Crow, the rest of the group, they're gonna talk to Ironwood and everything. Ironwood's gonna explain probably that they caught up on some sensors that an army of Grim flying Bearing Rules or flying Grim are on their way and everything. I feel like that's the only way that they could know about that invasion is um that ending scene where Salem is evolving the Grim actually happened before all that, and the Grim are actually on their way at that point, and they're caught up on the scanners, and that's why the fleet is mobilized. I feel like they're going to start off this the volume with another big fight scene. I feel like it will be real informational. I feel like they're going to tell Ironwood definitely about what's going on. I don't know. I just feel like that's going to be how that volume starts. And then they'll just continue from there. I love Rooster Teeth, man. I love Rooster Teeth and the Rwby. They just always want to outdo themselves so much. And it's freaking fantastic. Just fantastic. Y'all, that is it for this live stream, man. There wasn't anybody in there talking, so that's why I cut it short. That's why I just like shortened out everything that I was going to originally talk about. Just gonna cut it short. I'm actually gonna actually see what Murder has to say in his live stream. His live streams be popping, man. I'm trying to get my live streams like that, but man, people aren't as in tuned in my channel, and that's why everybody who's watching this now, I just ask that if you made it to this point, please subscribe to my channel. I need people to be here when I'm live. I don't give a damn about no donations, no nothing like that. I just need people to be here when I'm live so that I can talk to y'all, so we can actually have a discussion, not just me telling you things, an actual discussion. That's what I want. But that is it for this live stream, you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to share with your friends. I'm sorry, I'm actually really tired, but make sure to share with your friends. And definitely make sure to comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I'm going to get some reactions going. I've got like a couple things I can watch. I'm going to see you guys next time. And peace.